Welcome to Soccer As We Like It, Qatar 2022. We are now at the knockout stage whereby no more points required. It's just straight win, you progress, you lose, you're on the plane. Goodbye and good night. See you in 4 years' time. Joining me today, I have more UK crew than the US crew, but it doesn't matter. We all love the beautiful game. I'm going to start with Vim, representing UK. Vim, the data analyst. How are you? Welcome to the show, bro.
Hey guys, how you all doing?
Good. I'm going to go to Kay. Kay, welcome, the smiley one. Happy with the England 3 points today. Welcome to the show, mate.
Well done. How are you doing, guys? Good.
Making his debut to Matt, representing UK. Matt, welcome to the show.
What up? What up? Oops. What up?
Right. And we have Mike, represent the lone US representative, Arsenal fan. You can see his big Arsenal logo topping the Premier League. Don't worry, only for a short time. Don't worry about that. Mike, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man.
And we have Ken representing UK. Ken, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Right, we're going to get right into it. We saw the knockout stages started yesterday with Netherlands destroying USA. Were USA hopes a bit too high? Let me jump into Mike. Mike, were USA expected too much against Netherlands?
I would say so. I mean, think about all the talk that was going around, especially with commentators and things of that nature. I already knew what kind of like figured out what the result was going to be. Because I mean, USA, I mean, they could say they're a young team, but you never come to a competition just to do well or do good. You come to win. And if you don't have that mentality, then what's the purpose of even, you know what I'm saying, even showing up?
Right. So anyone else, did anyone think Netherlands was going to be, did anyone think USA was going to be Netherlands? Anybody? No?
No.
Nah, it kind of was predictable that Netherlands would beat USA. No shocks expected there?
No, I thought he was, to be fair, I thought he was going to be a weird, not weird as in like USA winning, but I thought he was going to be like competitive. I think competitive would be the word. Yeah, Netherlands to go through, but competitive game, just like tonight. But
right, yeah. We'll get to that one. Right. Okay. The next game was Argentina, the Socceroos from Australia. I mean, that was kind of predictable, but because this tournament has seen so many shocks, did we expect Australia to beat Argentina? Let me go to our debut person today, Matt. Did you expect Australia to beat Argentina by maybe a little?
No, I wouldn't bet on it. No way.
Right. So that was kind of, I expected more than 2-1 though. I expected like 4-5, but it is where. So that brought us to today's game. France against Poland. Kay.
Yeah.
Reigning world champions against Poland, who just kind of staggered into the knockout. What did you see that game?
Yeah, we got Lewandowski. They just rely on Lewandowski, like hitting forward, get Lewandowski on the ball and try and hit them on the break. But yeah, France just did a job on them. They're just far superior, controlled the game, and yeah, it was what was expected, to be honest. Like Mbappe turning up, Giroud having a good game, and the midfielders did well, to be fair. Tchouaméni and even Griezmann. Griezmann's had a good World Cup.
What's your take on Rabiot?
Yeah, he's a presence. He gets stuck in. He gets around the pitch. Yeah, he's just going about his business quietly. So,
yeah. Ken, France 3, Poland 0. Any surprises there, mate?
Not really. No, Poland. You know, very fortunate to even get to this stage. To be honest, they haven't really impressed over the course of this tournament. I think having Lewandowski there just puts fear into defenders. I think if they didn't have him in the team, they probably wouldn't have made it this far anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it was always going to be a France win.
Right. Matt, any surprises for France? Were you really confident that game? Were you shocked, surprised, like expecting?
Well, I mean, I'm not confident because you know, France are capable of losing this kind of games. You know, they're capable of winning it and they're capable of losing it. So I'm never fully confident. Even next week, I think they should be England hands down, but you never know.
Yeah.
So I think what I thought was a bit unfair is actually they got a penalty today at the end, and actually in Senegal game they got the same handball and didn't even look at it. Like one of the players, that makes no sense. So I was like, come on, man. I mean, we won anyway, but it's fine. It's like there's no consistency in the decision making.
I see you, bro. Mike, France 3, Poland 0. Any surprises in that front, mate? Just
No, Poland had a couple of good chances. That was it. The penalty at the end, I think that was just a gimme. But other than that, nah, no, definitely no surprise.
no upset. So all the teams that are in the knockout, there was no surprise expected. It's like the teams were, we knew Netherlands will win, we knew Argentina will win, we knew France will win. So, okay, Vim, France and Poland today. Because I think I was on the chat with you. It was predictable or like, what was your thing?
Well, secretly I was rooting for Poland because that would have meant an easier route to the final
You
for
don't
England.
like France, do you, Vim?
No, it's not that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about England, so I know that we have to face them next.
Oh, you were looking for an easy opponent.
Yes,
I see his,
I'm
his
thinking tactically. Yeah.
Thinking.
So yeah, if France had been beaten, if Lewandowski was a little bit younger, I think they may have had a chance. They've got nothing in midfield, unfortunately, Poland. So,
Right.
and Lewandowski seems to be fading as Ronaldo is. So it's unfortunate, but yeah, I was rooting for Poland.
Right, that brings us to today's game, England against Senegal. I mean, I kind of thought I knew England would get through it. I said 2-1, but I kind of thought Senegal would give us a bigger battle. But
100%.
it kind of just went left. Mike, take me to today's game. What kind of went wrong for Senegal? Were they scared? They had the first two best chances.
I don't think Senegal was scared. I just think sometimes when you try too hard and you're especially on being in the big picture like this, it's like, you want to show that, so you want to show the rest of the world, especially when you have a African side as strong as them that's trying to, make an impression on the world. I think the thing that they tried too hard, had some good chances, but the thing is that you can also see after that, I want to say after that that second goal, their morale and everything started to fade off.
Yes,
they went up in like what some teams do. They go into like start beating up the other team stage, and that's when it makes the the match not too fun. So.
Right. Vim, when you saw the England game against Senegal, before the game, what was going through your mind? Tough game, easy game, close game?
I haven't seen much of Senegal, but as being African champions, I thought it's going to be a tough challenge. And I think they played pretty well in the first half. We were quite slow. The backline of England is very apprehensive. They look like they don't know what to do with the ball. They don't know how to build up play. John Stones, Harry Maguire, just simply passing it to each other. Luke Shaw, going back to the defenders. It's too apprehensive. It's too much like what we see with Man United previously. And I just thought that unless they change something, this is a little bit worrying. And thankfully, a player started to emerge in Jude Bellingham. And as soon as he started picking up the ball, he started to change things. And just watching him evolve in this World Cup is amazing. He's a good player for the future.
I know Kane rubbing their hands.
Kane also worries me as well because he's almost playing like a false 9 or number 10. Yeah. I've noticed a couple of times that when the fullbacks or the wingers were advancing towards Senegal's goal, he would not go into the box. He would drop to the edge. He's expecting other players to go into the box. So I think it's either a true two-striker system or he's not confident as a striker to get the headers or the tap-ins. I found that very unusual with Kane. I don't know if you guys noticed that he's dropping back a lot.
No, that's
not going into that box.
That's how he plays.
We need someone in the box, don't we?
Yeah, but that's how he plays at Spurs. Exactly the same way.
Son would go in the box, wouldn't he, for him?
Yeah, Son.
So he's expecting others.
Richarlison, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, Richarlison.
So let me just drop into Ken. Ken, the England game today, what was your take on that? Did you expect before the game, what was your thinking? Easy win, tough win, close game?
Before the game, I thought, I've seen Senegal play, obviously, watching the African nations. I expected a lot from Senegal, a lot more.
Even without Mane?
Even without Mane, yes. I think it was just tactical discipline. Like, if you look at the manager, it shows his ineptness basically showed today.
Yeah.
All he had to do, right? You don't have your talisman up front in Mane. All you have to do is keep it tight. Because England always struggle when teams, park the box. Park the box. Keep it tight. Try and nick a goal. Try to get a goal off set pieces or something, or at least go into go into the into halftime 0-0, and then that would have put so much pressure on England, because then England would go, oh, this is a knockout game. If we come out and these guys counter us with Ismail Assar, we could be in trouble. And if we go 1-0 down, it's a long day. If Senegal go 1-0 up in the second half, it's a long day for England.
Oh yeah,
the pressure.
Those subs will come on quicker.
Yeah. But then, the first goal. I mean,
but Kenny, you mentioned something earlier as well in the group, that they didn't exploit our weakest link enough. Obviously, our weakest link being Maguire. The guy, is a slow-moving vehicle, HGV. You've got to target that guy and get, double up on him or something, because he's just too damn slow. He was a yard or two in front of the player, and the other guy still took over him. He's so slow.
Long vehicle ahead.
Heavy goods vehicle.
He's heavily protected by the England team. That's why everyone.
Oh yeah, that is funny.
And I don't know if you guys heard on TalkSport today, but they were doing so much positive interviewing around Harry Maguire.
And not just TalkSport, all across the English media, they've all been hyping him up and saying how great he is and stuff. But I expected a tough game from Senegal today, but like Mike said, as soon as that second goal went in, it just killed them.
Especially the timing of it. You remember?
Just before halftime.
Just like USA yesterday, Netherlands scored that just before halftime. Because your mind is thinking second half we come out 1-0 down or 2-0 down. It takes a long day. Kay, England game today.
That's the office of the origin.
Yeah,
it's on mute.
For the first 25 minutes or so, they were under pressure. But it's like the old cliche. When you're on top, you got to take your chances, especially at this stage of the competition.
They had the two chances.
Group games, you can get away with it. When you go to the knockouts, got to take your chances. Got the goal, and that sort of settled England. They got into their rhythm, and then Jude just took over. Got the ball, positive every time he got it, and he was a game changer for me. If he wasn't in that team, I think England would have struggled. And obviously, Southgate likes to play a negative, pragmatic type of football, but the way Jude plays, like Rice is the typical Southgate sort of midfielder, but Jude likes to go forward. Everything he does is positive. So I think him with Foden, Saka, it just helps. And obviously with Kane dropping deep, it gives license to the other guys to run in behind. So I thought it wasn't convincing for the 30 minutes, but they did what they needed to do.
Yeah. I don't think England played even needed to go into second or third game. I think they just did enough to game manage it. If the goals come, we'll score them.
Game management. You just hit the nail on the head.
That's what I said in the group. Remember what I said to you? When Jude was running through, that's how you game management. You take one for the team. You've got to take him out.
Yes, 100%.
You still got a chance. Once they let him run through the second goal, that was it. It's the goal before halftime. Yeah, forget it. But it's experience, isn't it? And you need someone on the pitch to take responsibility.
Did anyone expect Jude Bellingham to make that run? He picked up the ball from defense.
I didn't.
He just walked through that entire midfield.
He's made
probably a good 5 or 6 players.
He's made those runs before in England.
He did that against Iran a few times, but I know at this level you think it'll be. So Matt, what was your take on this England victory over Senegal? A typical, was it a game you predicted would go that way, or a closer result?
It's always like that with African teams. They're always in a game and then they'll give the ball away and then lose 1, lose 2 goals. They always do that. And the reason why you have to realize is England they've got players that play at a higher level. When you play at a high level, you have to be more consistent. A lot of these Senegalese players, when they make mistakes, it's not highlighted. So they're not used to performing for 90 minutes. And most of them haven't played the whole season. Mendy doesn't even play for Chelsea. He's on the bench. A lot of the players they're the French players. So of course England are superior. So I expected England to win. I think they done well in the first half where they were on them and England couldn't come out. So that tells you that really against a better team, England will really struggle. Because when the team don't let you come out, and they can go forward, and they can go forward as well. That's a different story. That's what I said to you. I was talking to Chris. I said, I bet you he goes 3 at the back against France. I bet you any money.
Crazy
Right.
part
Because
is
That
that
opens.
one,
So with what Matt is saying, that will open us into the big England game against France on Saturday. And I'm gonna start with Matt.
well,
Matt.
I think England should win. Why? Because they got a bigger squad. They got a bigger squad. They got more experienced players. France are missing 5 players from their first team. They're missing Pogba, Kante. They're missing Hernandez. So
Nkoku.
really, yeah. So you see, they're missing a lot of players. They still managed to do well, but I think, and as well, so England really should. We know that England, when it comes to team in the top 10, they freeze. They actually, when you look at their records, when they come to the team in the top 10, they don't tend to beat them. And I think we got that thing over them where actually we got the players, and you know, like this kind of Luke Shaw against Dembele, it's gonna be a hard time for him. So I just can't see how.
Ken is laughing.
I just can't see how. I mean, I'm not saying they can't. I just can't see how that's gonna work really. Because that guy, the Senegalese player, he made one run. He went through Maguire like he wasn't there. One run.
Yeah,
He just went through. That's concerning. That's concerning to me. So, but we'll see. It'll be a good game, regardless.
Right. Don't make no predictions yet. That would be when we're going to end by down. And Ken, you were laughing. England, France, the two enemies, common borders.
The reason I was laughing is because no one knows the French team more than Matt, because Matt has, you know, French links, and I think Matt, you're born in France, right?
Yeah.
So Matt knows a lot about the French team.
How
and
important
like
will be
so.
Giroud and Mbappe and Griezmann? Can the England backline handle them 3 guys? Ken, what are your take?
I think it will come down to what's the word I'm looking for? I think they'll be scared about Mbappe but a lot of everyone's talking about Mbappe, but you got to think about Dembele as well. Dembele he's not consistent, but he's a tricky fella, very tricky fella. If he catches you at a 1-on-1, then it's a long day. And if Deschamps is smart, he should alternate them, so let them switch roles.
Yeah,
and if he does that, it'll be difficult. The only weak link is midfield. Rabiot guy. I don't trust that guy. Chouameni is solid as a DM, but I think the key to that game is if we can't let what's his name, Griezmann, drop into the midfield. If he drops into the midfield, then it's a long day because he can dictate. You got Chouameni there that could, you know, stop all the counter attacks, and then Rabiot can just sit there and tidy up. But then you have the creativity of what's his name, Griezmann to do that. So I think it'll be an intriguing game. It'll be a really nice, really good game.
Don't predict anything yet.
Okay, I won't predict anything. But yeah.
Mike, England, France. This looks like that's gonna be one of the biggest games on next Saturday.
I agree. It's Griezmann's going. I think he's gonna be pinnacle for midfield. Dembele is his service and crossing. If he stopped taking that second touch, but I mean, him feeding into the 6 that's going to be a problem. England, I just think that, me personally, I think they're evenly matched. But England do have, I say, depending if they start Marcus Rashford, I think that would be something to watch.
I doubt Southgate to start him, but we'll see.
I think the man got class, but I think that sometimes, like I said, sometimes when the manager, depending on how the manager's chemistry, on what players that he use, especially when it comes to international play, and especially when it comes to the system, that can actually, you know what I'm saying, take a toll depending on what type of game you play. Especially when you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to like find out what the other team is actually, their chemistry and things of that nature. If you got a fast-paced team that's going against England, you may, you know what I'm saying, they're going to find their rhythm. But just like France, I think that France is going to play like more in the neutral. And if they can do that, then it's a possibility that, you know, it's going to be a real eventful game.
Right. Vim, you want to follow up on that for me? England, France, what are you expecting? A game of chess or a game of checkers?
Well, I mean, obviously France are the favourites, but in terms of FIFA rank, yeah, and they've got the belief, you know, as someone said earlier, they've stepped over the line and they've beaten the big teams, so they've got that belief that they can win tournaments. England don't have that yet. In terms of FIFA rankings, France is 4th, England is 5th, so not much separates them in terms of their rankings. for me, Mbappe is the tricky player, and I would personally put someone very strong in the right back position and right forward to kind of contain him. I was thinking about this earlier. I think it has to be Kyle Walker and Marcus Rashford, because there's this pairing up with Rashford and Mbappe, and Rashford, although he's not the most technically gifted player, he can be quite strong, and I think if he's got his nemesis there that he needs to take care of from an advanced position, and you've got someone like Kyle Walker who's extremely physical and strong and fast, I think they could together can help contain Mbappe, and I think he needs to be doubled up on. Griezmann, yes, he's very skillful, but he can be outmaneuvered.
Do you not think
physically?
Do you not think there's more to France than Mbappe? Because everyone's talking about Mbappe.
Well, Mbappe,
I think
that's the problem. I think we're going to focus so much on Mbappe, and other players will come in that day.
But where's the threat? Where is the biggest threat for France? It is Mbappe.
Right.
Giroud is an absolute amazing striker, and you've got Harry Maguire to deal with him.
Giroud's underrated in this tournament. We've proven that. Not in this tournament especially, he's very, very underrated. Dembele is another dangerous, and he'll be thriving, and he'll be happy with the fact that everyone's talking about Mbappe, and he will use that to his advantage. There's a lot of threats in the France team that we need to be aware of.
Right.
The only thing I say,
as you said, it's not in the midfield.
Yeah,
let me run to Matt.
So honestly, I'll say about France, they concede too many chances. That's where the danger is. They concede way too many chances. They give other teams too many chances. So that's where England's got a chance.
What do you mean, like back four?
Well, they not back four, but they allow too many shots on their goal.
Right. Okay.
So we need to take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think
shots on goal. I hope Gareth has done his homework.
I don't think talking about Mbappe, but I think people are forgetting France have had how many injuries before the World Cup and more injuries during the World Cup. So their team's almost, if you look at their bench isn't that strong. So I think that's going to play a big part. Obviously, in possession, they play like a 4-2-3-1. Mbappe's almost got 3 rows, almost like Argentina, Messi. Attacking, there's a license, so that right wing, Saka's going to get a lot of joy doing that right. And is it Hernandez, who plays on the left for them. So I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be interesting. If England set up right, they've got a very good chance against this France team, right? Because Bellingham, if you play the same team you played today, I think it's going to be tight. Could go either way, but
okay, he's going to play 5 at the back though.
So that's what I'm thinking.
5 at the back. Damn. That's a
okay,
do England start Grealish on this game or still bring him in the second half?
I would start Grealish.
You would?
Yeah, would not start Grealish in that game.
He won't. He won't. But he keeps the ball. He draws the fouls.
I think a lot of people are not realizing that obviously Mbappe is going to occupy Walker and probably one of the centre backs will come over. That's going to leave space for Giroud. People like Giroud's a threat. This guy's a good player, man. And then obviously
set pieces as well.
Not even just set pieces. What he does is functional for the team.
His link-up play and everything.
Yeah, I've said he's a top player. Like people aren't really giving the credit where he's due. He's won everything in the game. And he's
to England. Let me go to
record as well.
Let me ask them: Do England start Sterling or Foden?
Sterling's being called away. I don't know what's going on, but he's got some family issues, right?
Oh, really?
Does anyone know what's happened to Sterling?
Yeah, someone burglar, I think.
Burglar.
Yeah.
What? It's like these days.
Whilst his family was at home as well.
That's a bit worrying because he's from the same area. He's from the same areas. He's from the same area as me.
That's been happening for a long time. Remember when?
So his house is down the road, Vim.
Champions League.
I don't think he lives in Wembley anymore, but he grew up here, and he went to the school just at the back of the fields here, Copeland.
So his house was burgled while his family were home, and he's
yeah.
But what kind of security do these guys have at home? Don't they have like security patrol? None of that. They can afford it, right?
Yeah, but these guys sometimes they come armed in that. For these footballers,
come armed, but you still got secure. I mean, okay.
Like you got to remember, obviously, he's from London as well, isn't it? And we don't know if it's his house or his family's house. Like, they're just a sitting target, isn't it? Remember they used to do it for the Liverpool and Man United players when they played in the Champions League.
Yeah, their house gets burgled. This is just ridiculous.
But it started happening again recently. Remember Gabriel got burgled? Who's the other one from City where they give him a black eye? It's been happening.
Even Arsenal as well, I think.
Yeah, Gabriel.
Yeah, Gabriel, yes. Yeah.
Right. So this big game on Saturday. Whoa. I don't know where the thing is gonna swing. I'm scared of the French attack line. I'm scared of Mbappe. I'm scared of Giroud, because Giroud, like Kay said, he's slightly underrated in this tournament, but he's been popping the goals in, slowly creeping up. He's broken Henry's record as the new French goal scorer, leading goal scorer for French football. But at the same time, can England's black four of Jones and Stones and Maguire handle the Giroud? Can they handle him? Matt, from the French perspective, will England's defense, are they good enough to handle what France will throw at us on Saturday?
I just can't see how he's going to play four at the back. I just can't see how he would do that. There's no way. There's no way, because once you go past one of the fullbacks, the whole defense has to shift. That's where the space is. Then that's where the space is. So I think you'll bring Dyer. You'll play Dyer, Stones, and Maguire, and you'll play with wing backs. Yeah. So the wing back will be against Mbappe. They will be against Mbappe and Dembele.
Walker.
And Walker. So Walker. So that's how he's going to play. But I think that Wade doesn't realize. I think those guys are more than capable of going past it. Because I mean, even today, the Ismail Sarr went past him like he wasn't there. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So I think he's got a big mid. He won't play two at the back. He won't be, because Giroud occupies two players. You can't leave him one-on-one.
No way.
So there's no way he's going to play two at the back. I can't see that happening. So we'll see.
Mike, I mean, can England get past these reigning champions?
I think they can. Things are. I want to say some things are. The only thing that I question is and most of the time we think that speed and pace is just everything. But you got to remember. I mean, still young, but you got to count them as vets as well. Especially on like France. I don't think that France can. It's almost like Ronaldo. Ronaldo, if he's pressured, then he breaks. And that's the same thing with Mbappe. I mean, think about how many times he tried to break into the box. No, he gets stopped, and then they have to pass off the ball. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen throughout most of the match. But if I know y'all don't like Rubio that much, but everybody's going to be concentrating on.
The crowd was talking about United. So I mean, you know, it is what it is.
If everybody concentrate on Giroud, you know what I'm saying? Because he can. He's just going to pull defenders, play off the ball, and Dembele can cross. Especially Hernandez is, is somebody that is underrated as in this match as well. And if he can, and if they can just cross from either left or right side, possibility get ahead on it, make something happen, get some creativity going, and you got a goal, and then it's almost like playing catch up, depending on what time of the and what placement of the match that they do it in.
Right, Ken. The England defense, how alert? What is the right formation for this game?
Yeah, like Matt said, if Southgate plays 4 at the back, then it will be a long day at the office. But yeah, he has to play 5 at the back, I think, to kind of combat that the attacking threat of France. So yeah, I think he will play 5 at the back. One thing I have to say as well about France is these guys have been there, done that. Like we've said, Bellingham. Don't forget, he did well today, but he's still a kid, right?
People forget that, actually.
Yeah, you need to remember that Saka's still a kid as well. You got Foden. These guys are not experienced, but you got people like, I know Rabiot is not rubbish, but if Deschamps just says to Rabiot, stay on Bellingham and not do anything else, then it's a long day for Bellingham, because he would, I think in essence what I'm trying to say is France can actually look at England's strengths and nullify it. They have the capacity to do that, but then England also has the capacity to score against France and go through. So yeah, intriguing. But yeah, we'll have to we'll have to wait and see. I think France would just shade it. Yeah, for me.
Vim, give me the best option in the midfield for England now on this day. Should it be Henderson, Rice, and what's his name, Billingham, or change it around?
I would go for
or Mount.
Calvin. No, definitely not Mount. I would go for Calvin Phillips.
Yeah.
Bellingham, and for his leadership skills and what he offers,
Henderson.
Yeah.
He plays box to box. And he was
Declan Rice was brilliant in the last tournament, but for this tournament he's been fairly average.
He seems I don't know what happened.
What was that?
I don't know why he's
I
not
know,
as
but the thing
active
is
as he was in the Euros.
Yeah, but I don't see. The thing is, I've been watching a lot of Gareth's interviews, and he always says we decided to do this, we decided to do that. I don't think he's the brains of the operation. I think all the decisions or the tactical formation is made by Steve Holland. He's number two.
It could be.
Every time I hear his interviews, always we decided to do this, we decided to do that. He never says I did. This doesn't seem to me like he's leading, hey?
He's trying
the
to
team.
Seem like they're all in it together, isn't it? Instead of saying,
yeah, but I don't think he's making those decisions. I think it's Steve Holland. That guy has been in this game forever.
To bring in Calvin Phillips in the quarterfinals, that's dangerous, man.
Calvin Phillips is an amazing. Look at what he did with. Look at
games this season. Like,
he's been injured and he's not played a lot for City. I think it was a bad move to go to City. As for Grealish, he's get underused, but he's a tough DM. I don't think Rice is that. And now we've got Bellingham, who is actually better than Rice, and they play the same type of role. I think that's more of a threat. Rice is not really a threat in this competition. Calvin Phillips is tough, and he will clean up any mess in front of that defense.
Right.
So
right now, this is the big one now. Are we doing 90 minutes or extra time and penalties? Matt, is this going to be ending in 90? Give me your predicted score. Is it going to end in 90? Are we going extra time or are we going penalties?
I don't think anyone wants to go to penalties. But I think England I don't think England wants to do that.
Definitely not.
Definitely not, mate. That's a no.
In terms of recovery and all that, I think they want to do it in the 90 minutes. So yeah, I don't think it will go to extra time. I think someone will score. There's going to be a cage again. They're all going to sit off each other. Then someone will get one and then two, and then that's it. I don't think it'll go to extra time.
I wish they would bring back the golden goal. That'd be so much
more fun.
Yeah, but it's so much more fun. The penalties are just.
Did it once in Euro '96, I think, right? And that it's like it could just be forever. Everyone just sit back and like the game could just keep going, and no one's gonna score the golden goal. That's what I thought.
What was the format before? So after 90 minutes, do you then go to a golden goal, or do you then do extra minutes of 30? Yeah, after 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So that would be perfect.
That's how France won the Euros in 2000. Golden goal by Trezeguet.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're very right. So Matt, is it a France win or is it a football coming home for England?
Well, I mean, the thing is, I'm always going to say France because obviously that's too.
Yeah, feel free, 100%, mate.
You know, I've got split loyalties in it, but I think if England win, we're never going to hit the end of it. So yeah, I definitely want France to win.
Oh, you don't have the last one. Okay, let me go to Kay. Kay, you smiling? It's your turn now. So, are we beating France? Is it 90 minutes? Is it extra time? Is it penalties?
Like Matt said, I think it'll go to 90 minutes. I don't think it'll be done in extra time or penalties, but it's one of those games. The lineup is going to dictate who gains the advantage. And obviously, England have got a lot more off the bench, so that's the big advantage for them. France, obviously, the team picks itself. And it just depends. I think it'll be cagey from both teams to start off with. It's a battle of who's going to keep their nerves. Because like Matt said before, France, they let a lot of shots get taken on goal. England, they're going to probably have to sit back a little bit more, play a bit deeper because of the pace. Dembele's been a threat, but I've been impressed with him, to be fair. And Mbappe, so it's not like they have to go down one side. Both sides are going to be a problem. So. And I think set pieces are going to be crucial in this game for both teams. I think that's going to play a big part in the game, but it's hard to call.
Do you think Callum Wilson or Ivan Toney could have been useful at these stages? I know Ivan
Not at
Toney
these
didn't join
stages.
us. No,
Not at these
I think
stages.
Callum Wilson
They're not
could.
gonna,
He's pretty strong.
unless there's injuries, they're not going to start. And I can't see him bringing on. He'd bring on a Foden, a Mount, or someone else like that. I don't think he's not taking off Kane. Unless Kane gets injured, Kane's not coming up. So then who does he bring him on for? Rashford will come on. He'll bring all those guys on before. Like Wilson's not going to get no more minutes, in my opinion.
Yeah, but because of Kane falling off all the time, you need someone there in that box to have as a target man.
You got to remember he's the captain as well. So he's not
Yeah.
going to drop the captain. Well,
I think two-striker system would have been good. It could work, but I don't see them changing
Then
anything.
you lose him midfielder. You lose him midfielder. Then. You lose him
Well, I
midfielder.
think if we go three at the back, because Kane always drops into midfield. He's playing as a number 10
Always that,
sometimes.
yep.
He's always dropping in to midfield.
Mm-hmm.
We need a target man.
I think Saka, the wide players are going to be the main people, to be honest. And I think when you're talking about the younger players, I think that's an advantage for England. There's less fear. So like the Fodens, the Bellinghams. Bellingham never really looks like he's panicking. So
Yeah, he looked kind of cool on the ball.
His bravery
he
is
had
growing.
that look of composure.
Yeah, his confidence is growing in this competition.
He was making Foden's run for him. That was a little bit embarrassing. Like, I mean, Foden was a bit lost for the first, 60 minutes.
I noticed that too.
So him and Henderson will definitely start together. I don't think he'll play Foden, and I don't think he'll play Phillips. I think he'll play Rice, Bellingham, and Henderson, and that's
I think so. I think it's more
I
defensive.
think that's going to play to France's hand a lot more. They're going to play on the counter, so I think it's just if France take their chances. But
and the result will be
it'll be 2-1 either way. I think.
Okay.
So we're playing without a CDM.
Rice will probably sit, but you'll play Bellingham and Henderson.
Right. Okay. Mike, where you see on this now? England going through, coming home, or France are retaining the title? Or let's go then just this game. Can France get past? Is it extra time, injuries? Is it going to penalties, or is it 90 minutes game over?
I think it's going to be 90 minutes. I guess you could say I agree with Kay. It's going to be either squad, but I think it's either going to be 1-0, 2-1, or like it's only going to be by one goal, either side. I think it's going to be the morale issue is going to be for me, and depending if they're going to come back strong in the second half, depending on when they score and how they score. If England scores first, France is going to try to play catch up. Hopefully, don't make no mistakes. And then if England actually capitalize on their mistakes, and it's going to be vice versa as well, the inverse of that as well. So I think, but if you told me like just to choose a side,
yes, mate,
I would say I say France 2-1, 1-0.
But Mike, you do realize that England, when they go like 1-0 up, they don't tend to win the games in this street.
Let's just say, remember, I kind of got like
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
on my last judgments, and look what happened. Senegal made it. No, I'm saying
Matt, I appreciate you throwing that one in there. Thank you.
But it's true. It's not.
Remember, they did it against Croatia, did it against Italy.
You're very right. You're very right.
I was saying to my friend the other day, England should be winning the World Cup. With them, it's just a mentality thing. They don't even believe that they can win. That's the problem with them. They should be winning. They got all the players. They got the best players. Why are they not winning?
That's true.
But they don't really believe. Even in the nations today, when I was listening to the pundits, they're talking about penalties. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about penalties against Senegal? That's a team you should be brushing to one side. So
you're very right. I think it's a mental, psychological.
Yeah.
Ken.
Yes.
Where are we going? Are we going home? I mean, are we going home? Are we coming home?
Unfortunately, we're coming home. Yes, we're coming home.
Okay. I see that.
Yeah, we're coming home because I can't see. I know we've got young players coming through, Bellingham and all that stuff, but this is what separates the men from the boys. When it gets to the quarterfinals. And I know Jude played well today, but it's Senegal. That run he made for even the first and second goal, especially the second goal running through the midfield, he will get chopped. There's no way Tchouaméni or even Rabiot, as much as
They will
terrible
chop you
as
down,
he is, they will take a card for that, 100%, and maybe give you a little niggle on your ankle as well, just to let you know you shouldn't be doing that in midfield. But yeah, I think it will be I'll say 2-0 France.
Oh, dang.
Yes.
So you're saying
Straight
England is coming home in terms of out of the
I
tournament?
could be wrong, but I think.
So they're
Yeah, I
going
think
home,
this
not
is
coming home.
They're going home.
Oh, dang.
Coming home, whatever.
All right. Without this, right?
Without that, yeah, definitely,
dang.
they're definitely not touching that this year.
Damn, Ken. I thought you were on my side.
Look, so many heartaches, man. So many times, like you're like, yeah, it's coming home. It never comes home.
Secret
Yeah.
France
I'm just
supporter.
if it comes home, yes, I'll be happy. But I don't want to lose my.
Ken, just admit it. Admit it. You're a France supporter. Secret.
No, what he's
Oh,
trying to
it's
do
just-
is if he
I
goes
know
for
you are.
France, he jinx him, and then it definitely comes. Man.
Vim,
Yeah.
is it coming home or are we going home?
Well, obviously, you want it to come home. It's about time.
Over 1966,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah. I mean,
That's 46 years ago.
the thing is, you just don't know what team's going to turn up on the day. You don't know what the game plans are. You don't know what these guys are preparing for. You don't know what the players' mentality is going to be on the day, what their psyche is going to be like on the day. Are they going to be up for it?
It's full of
You
pressure,
just
mate.
don't know. There's a lot of players who are new to this World Cup. Some will choke, some will not. Some will be up for it. It really depends on the day. These guys, if they sleep well overnight, do they get enough rest?
I don't think you're going to be sleeping for the night.
Are they in the
before.
right
You
mind
can't.
space? But you've got to get into that right mind space.
And that's the difference between England and France, because France.
But we
will go,
don't.
yeah,
You can't. You
we've
can't
won this
second.
before.
Yeah, but you can't second guess this, because how much of that squad is still here in France in this current squad?
They're missing a few players. Yeah, but I mean, you still got players there that were, and the fact that that your nation has won it. Even if Bellingham was going into the France team, he would be in a much better position, because he knows that, okay, we're champions, right? So I can do. But now he's kind of thinking, okay, yeah, I know I can. I'm fearless, but hey, we're playing France. I got to keep an eye on this person and that person.
Yeah, but on the flip side, the pressure can also make you choke, because they have heavy expectations of keeping their title, retaining the title. So there's also that pressure.
Yeah, but
you just don't know the mindset of what these players.
Actually, in France, they expected to reach the semi-finals.
Yeah,
in France, so people expect to reach the semi-finals. Not necessarily because they know they got a lot of young players to be next. The middle is really, really light. To be fair, the middles are really light. So I think England probably might get a chance, but they're not expected to win.
But if France go out, let's just say France lose and go out, they'll go, yeah, well, we went out because we didn't have our players. Do you know what I mean? So they don't. That's the danger, because they don't really have anything to lose. Like if they lose, they'll go, yeah, we didn't have Pogba, we didn't have Kante, we didn't have this person and that person. But for England, it'll be another disaster.
There's no excuse. You're right.
That's what I'm saying. That's the pressure.
There is no excuse for England to think about it. Oh no, there is one. Sancho didn't join us. Sancho was in the squad.
And Sterling's gone home. Yeah.
Everyone knows Southgate's the reason. Like the last two competitions, if they had a serious manager, they would have won one of them.
Yeah,
you're right. You're very right.
He's the one that'll hold them back. If he's brave enough, they can win it. If he's not brave, then they'll crumble like they always do.
So
you see
Mike,
the players, they feed off him. They get nervous. They start panicking.
So Mike, you said France, yeah?
France.
Okay.
Vim hasn't told us.
Either way. It all depends on
Vim, where are we?
Well, obviously, I want England to win.
I know.
We all know what we want, Vim. Come on.
What do you want, Kenny? What do you want, Kenny?
I want England to win. Do you know what? I don't want to be disappointed again. Do you know what I mean?
It's all right, man. We're used to it now. Look, if England get their preparations right, if they get the game plan right, they can win this. They've got a better squad. We've got much better options on the bench. Right? We've got game changers.
Yeah.
We've got lots of decent. We've got players that play at the best clubs in the world.
That's right.
So England can win it. England can win it. So
What's
I'm
the
hoping
prediction?
Steve Holland
I'm bringing a pen and paper
produces.
for you, Vim. For you,
Yes.
writing it down.
Yeah.
Scoreline.
I'm hoping. Oh, you're waiting for a
Game changing,
scoreline?
That's a bit. That's
Yeah.
a
I
bit
know. I
generous.
want you to tell me: is it England winning this game or France winning this game?
Grealish is a game changer.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Do you not think?
Grealish?
Yeah. You don't think that he changes the game when he comes
He is,
on?
but who's going through?
Who's going through?
Yeah.
Well, all of you guys are saying France. I'm going to say England.
No.
Okay, that's good.
Mike
Tim.
said France. Kay said
Mike.
England.
I
Ken
said
said
it going
France.
away.
Matt
No,
Wolf
Kay
said
said
France.
50-50.
I said it could go either way.
Yeah, Kay
No,
was
don't. You
sitting
can't sit on the
fence.
fence. Don't sit on the
No,
fence.
they're not
I
sitting on
can't
fence
call
today.
this game. I can't call this game.
Well,
No,
just
you got to
take a
find a way
punt.
to call it, mate. There
Take
ain't
a
no
punt.
sitting on the fence because there's
If
no
I'm
penalty.
going
It's
on
not.
what-
Remember, there's no 1 point or share the point. It's
No,
a winner
I always say-
or loser.
Yeah, but you know what, Kay? You're going to say, "Oh yeah, I told you it's going to go down to like
No,
Yeah, I
5
know.
margins."
Yeah,
what
that's
I'm saying.
I told you so. I told you it's going to
No,
happen.
listen, if I had to choose a team,
Yes,
Hey,
choose a
very
team.
good. that.
I'll
Mhm.
choose France just because of the mentality
Okay.
and the
So
manager.
who's winning the game on Saturday?
If I had to choose, I just said France.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're France. Okay, Mike France, Kay France, Ken France. Oh, Matt France, Vim. Where are we here? Because they've all got.
Vim said England.
England.
Vim, can I ask you a question? Vim,
Yeah, sure,
can I ask you a question?
sure.
Do you think that England can win the World Cup with that keeper and those defenders?
Wait.
Not Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire needs to be injured.
But
so
he's been playing well though.
tell
He has been playing
Dembele
well.
to kick him in the thigh or something.
What?
But
Get
hasn't
him
he been
off.
playing well? Hasn't he been playing well?
To be injured,
Well, I
Who
mean,
have they played?
according to the
Who have they
media,
played
he's
against?
playing well.
Who have they played against?
Hey?
Yeah.
Who have they played against? When you say they played well, they haven't played no serious team yet.
Yeah, but you know, the
Oh,
media
true.
has to kind of
Hype him up. Which
hype
I
up
get.
these English players. Look, if France kick him in the leg, or he injures himself in training, or he, like, you know, tries to do
Makes the
a
wrong
180
turn.
and then falls over or something in training, then, you know, we might be saved. And then we bring on someone like, who else have we got? Connor Cody? Who else have we got?
Come on, Cody, come on, man.
Nah,
Who else is there? Who else have we got in the back line?
It's
What's his name?
Dyer.
Dyer. Oh, he's just another Maguire. Shit. Who have we got?
Nah, he's better than Maguire, man.
Who else is
So
there?
four of you
That's it?
four of you have gone for France. Vim
the
has gone
Arsenal
for
guy's
England.
gone
I'm
home.
going for England without a doubt. But I know you see, I'm trying to be logical and positive. I have to be. But deep down, I'm very worried and concerned that we're
Tim, if
going
you have
home
to bet
and
your
not
house-
coming home. Huh?
If you had to bet your house, who would you pick?
Oh.
Same with you, Vim. If you had to bet your house, who would you pick?
I've got a little toy house. I've got a toy house.
That makes a big difference.
See, the thing is,
let me see.
I would never bet my house.
I
Well,
would
if
bet
you
my
have
house,
to.
but if I'm a
I wouldn't.
betting man, as an England fan, I'm very
No,
concerned.
forget fun. If someone said to you, I'm going to put a gun to your head, you have to pick a team or you're going to lose your house, who are you picking?
I'll pick France, mate. I will.
And Tim, do you know the last time England beat France in the tournament? Do you know when last time that was?
Oh,
No.
1992.
1992.
Yeah.
yeah. It's a
Damn.
long. This is what it is.
This don't look good, bro.
So France really has got nothing to worry about then.
No,
Well,
they
I mean,
haven't
but
not.
the
It'll
thing
be
is-
hard.
The
but-
thing is, the thing with France, as a French reporter, even in Euros, like, I know they can come and do nonsense, like losing to
Crumble.
Switzerland when you 3-1 up. They're capable of that. So
Mm.
that's where England's got a chance. You don't know what team's going to turn up. With these boys, sometimes they're losing, they're just walking around. Like, you don't know. So that's why I
Showboating,
know
kind of.
Yeah.
So
Because I remember that game
Question-
you're talking about. I think they're leading Switzerland 3-1
They
or
should never
2-1.
have lost it, man.
3-1.
question
That's
for
when he
Matt.
took Griezmann off, innit, Matt? I think he took Griezmann off and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Before they had the game
And
in the
Pogba
bag.
dilly-dallying with the ball. That led to Switzerland getting, I think, 2 or 3 goals.
Matt, I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
Actually, can you name 3 weaknesses in the French team, the current French team?
Are you passing
I
down
think-
to Ole
The
Southgate?
wing-back, the midfield,
Yeah, I'm emailing Southgate now.
I think,
wing-back and the
I think
midfield.
I think in transition they're quite slow. They don't tend to press as well, and they're allowed too many chances against them. That's what I say. So they're quite solid, but I think sometimes, you know, they allow too many, even when they played against Poland. Poland one time was like on top of them. Where Poland all their 3 games, they didn't come out there off.
That's what I was saying.
No,
The Poland I saw today, not in the Poland who played in the group stage. because they were so poor, they barely just made this knockout.
That's what I'm saying.
I think they
And
were
they had
tired.
chances against France, so that's what I'm saying. Against a better team like England, where they got finishers, you don't want to give them a chance. You got to keep them away from it. So that's
England.
why I've got.
England doesn't like to be pressed.
They don't.
They don't perform well when they're pressed. So that's
against
good.
Senegal for the first 20 minutes. They were like, you know.
But what England do well is counter press. So I don't know how France copes with that, with the counter press.
Like they did today. Like today, when they started going route one, I don't trust the centre backs of France to deal with that, man.
Who are the centre backs of France?
Who partners Varane?
Varane and Upamecano.
Upamecano, yeah.
Right. So
Varane. It's not the centre backs I don't trust. The full backs, sorry. It's more the full backs I don't trust.
Full backs they're not that strong as well either.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're definitely there for the taking.
So it's up to England to take care of this game, but I don't know. You know, what
about the fitness levels of France? Are they very high? I mean, are they good runners or?
But they don't run that much. Even if you saw them today, they were just sitting off Poland.
Yeah. England have got more energy. England have got more energy as a team.
And they've got more youth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we know Dembele's had injury concerns. We know Giroud's getting a bit old. We know their midfield isn't top notch as it used to be. We know Rabiot is a little bit on the.
I think this is the best
older
opportunity
side
for England to beat this France team. I think this is the best.
If they can be beaten.
If that's what I'm saying.
But then if
England were brave, they take it to them. But I don't think England are going to be brave enough.
No, even if they do, they'll get ripped to shreds. Kay, I'm telling you now. If they open up and go all out,
they might not. They might not.
France will rip them apart because
if they play 5 at the back, I don't think they could do that.
No, if they come onto France and go all out attack against France, Dembele and the other guy Mbappe will annihilate that defense. You can't do that.
If they play 3 at the back, that means they're playing 2 up front. They're not playing wingers. So that means Saka and these guys are not playing.
You've got to keep Mbappe away from the box. So you've got to kind of handle him up front. You've got to get Rashford to rough him up a little bit. You've got to get Kyle Walker to give him a dead leg or something.
But you see, if you start all those hard tackles early, you risk getting yellow card.
I know.
Where does Rashford play in the 5-3-2? Where does Rashford play?
He has to play on that right side, right forward. No, right in front of Kyle Walker.
No chance.
No chance. He ain't starting that game. No way.
You don't think he'll start?
No way.
But Saka's no match. Saka's no match for Mbappe.
No, he's not.
Because if you press from the front. So who's going to be taking care of Mbappe? It's going to be the right forward.
But Southgate are going to set up to push them back. You won't set up that.
But you have to.
Yeah,
you have to
press
them back.
Games, right?
We know Southgate is not the bravest of persons, but you've got to think tactically. How do you undo France? Yeah, but you've got to think tactically. How do you undo France?
But I mean,
let me bring in Mike.
If I may say, look how they dispatch Henderson. I mean, he played box to box, and he played in those gaps. So that's a plus for England. And Henderson ain't no pushover. Endo can do it if you know what I'm saying. When he gets his mind right. I mean, look, he plays for Liverpool, and he does it on a. Know what I'm saying? He does it. That's naturally for him. So to let him have that freedom on the pitch, he's going to show his behind a lot.
There's one change that France can make to take off Rabiot and bring in Camavinga. I think that would be, if they do that, then it's a long day. It's a long day because Camavinga is someone that's combative, has an eye for goal, can spread it. He's a bit like Jude Bellingham, but not as good. But yeah, he's one to keep an eye on.
So also on that day, go on.
They started the last group stage game.
Yeah.
Against
they lost to Tunisia, right?
Tunisia,
the Tunisia. Oh, that's when they changed the whole squad, didn't it?
Yeah, they changed the whole squad. They already qualified, so it didn't matter. So now, apart from the England game, we have the Argentina-Netherlands. Louis van Gaal, what can he do to change this game?
Good one.
Mike, Netherlands, Argentina. Are Argentina going through, or LVG is going to play chess and screw these people up mentally?
Oh no, I really think that Netherlands has a chance to beat Argentina. I really do. Argentina's not consistent.
Right.
I mean, especially we're going to talk about speed and pace of the game. That's what beat the United States. They made them play their game. The pressure is like, yeah, we'll take the pressure, but guess what? We're still going to overrun you when we want to, and that's exactly what happened. Van Dijk did. I mean, like I said, Van Dijk was transitioning between defense and midfield, and was keeping nice communication between. And even when he wanted to push, they clear. That's most of what is a lot with most of these teams. They fear to clear because they think possession, you know what I'm saying, wins games. No, midfield wins games, and also putting the ball in the back of the net wins matches. So if Netherlands play like that, not Argentina. Argentina is going to try to walk every time they get into the 18 or 6. They're going to try to walk it in, and that's not going to work. They're not going to let that. Netherlands going to say, "You're going to play our game. We're not going to play yours."
Right. Okay. Netherlands, Argentina.
They've got a chance, Argentina, but I can't see them beating Holland. Like they're just like a poor man's France for me. Like, without Messi, they're finished. They've got no energy. If Di Maria comes back, it might help them. But the way Australia were dealing with them, come on, like they've not been convincing all tournament. And,
But they've been grinding the results out, though.
Mbappe,
Exactly.
I think the way tactically Van Gaal's, he'll set up right, and they'll nick a win against them. I can't see Argentina. I can't see Argentina keeping a clean sheet.
Ken.
The thing I don't like about Netherlands is the 3 in the back. I think they should go with a 4-4-2 or 4-1-4-1 instead of just that 3 in the back stuff. I don't like that. I said that is one problem that they do have.
Right. Ken.
Yeah,
Argentina,
I think a lot of people are underestimating Argentina. This is tournament football, and I feel what Argentina would do to Netherlands would not like, which is to rough them up, because Argentina are a very physical side, and I think we're going to see that physicality against Netherlands. And they won't let Netherlands do that pass in and control. That's not going to happen. What they'll do is they have the capacity to actually sit back and say, okay, come and break us down. And that's when they're very, very dangerous, because they got butchers in defense, they got butchers in midfield. And I think it'll be tight, but I think Netherlands. I think Argentina will nick this one.
Okay. Matt. Netherlands, Argentina.
Well, what you got to look at, Netherlands, they don't concede a lot of goals.
No, they don't.
Exactly.
That's one thing you have to look at. They don't concede a lot of goals. They're very solid. They're hard to break down. And another thing is actually, when you look at it, when I look at Argentina and I see Otamendi at the back and Romero, it's just not good. It's just not a good look. That's not a good look at all. You know what I mean? So I was like, I think and they don't mind letting you have the ball, Holland. They don't mind. But they're just going to, because actually with that guy that plays in the middle, what's his name? The Barcelona boy. He will pick a pass and then they'll score.
Yeah, but don't you think that's the difference? Argentina would not want to have the ball. They basically play like when it's a difficult game. I don't know if you guys have been following Argentina. When it's a difficult game, they play like the old Stoke. They sit back and park the bus. Even when they know they got Messi and they got Di Maria, they got all these players. They got Alvarez now. You know, Lautaro Martinez has had a very disappointing World Cup. I actually picked him up to be, top goal scorer. But it's been even the chances he's had, it's been poor. But Alvarez is lethal. He's basically like a young Tevez or Aguero even. So I think how they're going to beat Holland is to basically do what they've done to win 36 games, to not lose in 36 games before Saudi Arabia. And it's one of those games where everyone will go see Netherlands. Oh, it's only a matter of time. By the time you look at the scoreline and Argentina have gone through, and you're like, how did that happen? I think it's going to be that.
I think that formation, that 3-5-2, is too much for Argentina.
We'll see.
Messi's not going to get a space in the
It'll be interesting. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Right, Vim, Netherlands, Argentina.
Right. So, am I unmuted? Can you hear?
Okay.
Yeah. So this team is built around Messi, because when he retired from international football, they were all begging the whole times. Yeah, but I don't know how many times, but the whole country was begging for him to come back. So this coach has built this team around him. So if Netherlands and LVG find a way to nullify Messi, then I think it's a winner for Netherlands. They've got, I think, far more skill and technical players. Yes, Argentina play, flamboyant football. They've got a great style and they've got real guts, and they just keep going for it. But I think with the age of this Netherlands team, LVG seems to be tactically doing okay. I was speaking to my friend Mike, who's an Ajax supporter, lives in the Netherlands, and he said, "I said, what does the country think of LVG? They think generally he's a skillful idiot. So he does behave like an idiot, but tactically knows what he's doing, and he's got a lot more experience than the Argentina coach. And you have to nullify the biggest threat in that team, which is Messi. And I think if he gets a couple of kicks and he gets roughed up a little bit, which is happens in football, he may go off his game." Potentially. I know there's a lot at stake, and he's never won anything big in his life, and that there's been this whole pressure on him to be like Maradona, to win a massive major tournament, and he hasn't done it yet. There's huge pressure on him. There's a lot at stake, I know, but he's 35 years old.
Can he beat Holland? Can Argentina win?
On a good day, any of those teams can win. I think with the experience of the team and the skill and the tactical prowess of the coaches, I think LPG might have the upper hand here.
Matt,
another thing that you got to look at as well, in all the Dutch games, they don't need many chances to score goals. When you check it, they like 2-3 chances to score.
Exactly. I saw that yesterday.
Even in Senegal, they won in the game. They would like they were long time. They weren't doing nothing, and then bang, 2 goals, game over.
Yeah. This is one that they sit back, make you half and puff, then
the thing is,
game's done.
You got Messi. That's one player that's not defended. That's a problem when you get to these stages.
It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
These stages, you need everyone getting back. Like, it's gonna be a wrap for them.
We'll
and Gakpo and Depay, they're not sluggish, and they're clever footballers. Like Gakpo, I've been impressed by him.
But did you also see the way Saudi Arabia dealt with Messi? That first game, they did nullify him, and their coach is pretty good. What's his name? Hervé Renard. What's his name? Yeah. They targeted Messi. They doubled and tripled up on him. They did not let him travel with that ball. As soon as he got it, they hounded him, and he kept losing the ball. And the whole play broke down because all the balls, the entire system travels through Messi.
Yeah, but Vin, you got to remember that was group stages. This is when he gets to knockout football, it's a different tournament. It's a complete.
I know.
I think a lot of people are looking at Australia and thinking, yeah, they only beat Australia 2-1. But like I said, Argentina are one of those teams that you look at the scoreline and you go, how did they even win? And then basically they're through to the next round. And you see all the. Have you guys thought about the fans as well? It's gonna be like it's a home game for Argentina. It's a home game, and when those fans start, it'll be interesting.
It will be very interesting. I'm eager to see that game.
Even their main striker's not banging the goals in, whereas Cody Gakpo is.
That's why.
And you've got support, and you've got. I don't think he's performing as well, and you've got support striker in Memphis Depay. They're both scoring. Lautaro Alvarez and Julian Alvarez. Martinez and Alvarez. I'm not really banging the goals in. It's Messi.
Alvarez has got 3 goals in 2 games.
Alvarez has scored, to be fair.
Yeah, he's got 3
Alvarez,
goals in 2 games.
But I don't know. I just think the strikers at Netherlands have got a slight advantage. I don't know. I think they're playing slightly better.
Another big game.
Let's see, but it can go anyway.
You're right. They're playing better, but like I said, Argentina is one of those teams that just know,
they never give up. They never give up.
And their defense, they've got. I know Romero. I don't know why they keeps playing Romero and Otamendi when you got Lisandro Martinez.
I know, right?
Do you know what I mean?
I'm hoping Lisandro Martinez does not play because I don't want him injured, man. We want him back in December.
Right.
True.
Right.
Eh? I don't know why he relies on Otamendi more than Martinez. It's a bizarre decision.
It's stupid, but it's right. Any question from anyone? Anyone got questions?
Got a question here.
Yes, go on with him.
Matt, how do you nullify Mbappe?
Mbappe, don't let him turn. Don't let him turn.
Keep tight. Yeah.
Don't let him turn. If he's facing you, it's game over. If he's facing you, it's already too late. So you have to
Right.
retreat because he
What
can go
else?
both ways.
So Carl Walker has to make sure he doesn't turn.
Tight.
Yeah.
Stay tight on him.
Look, Kyle Walker's not a good defender.
Yeah, he's not.
He's
He's
not.
just got
He's
recovery
very
He's
fast.
fast.
just,
but
he's
not a
just
good
fast.
defender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not a good defender. So
So
I mean,
who would be
we'll
best
see.
placed to go up against Mbappe then from the
That's the
England
only
squad?
person they've got.
Personally, I would have two banks in front of him. So I'll
Two
have a
banks.
winger and a winger and a fullback against him.
Yeah.
So that would be Rashford and
Rashford and Walker.
No, it's not going to be
Walker.
Rashford.
Huh?
They won't put Rashford there.
No, they won't start. So it's going to be
Rashford
Saka and Walker.
Saka.
on that side.
Saka's no match for him, is he?
Yeah, Saka's not
No, but Saka's
defensively.
not
Is
bad
not.
though. Saka can do defensive work, but obviously
Now I think he
you
will
got to
go.
remember once he gets past them a few times, they're gonna be like, nah, you need to help me. Or Henderson will come across and help it, like he's
Yeah.
been doing in a few other games.
Henderson could do a job, yeah.
He
He's
will
got
go. He
three
will go.
midfield will come
He will
across.
go. Maguire, Stones, Dyer, and he will play Walker wing back.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think
I think
Stones
that's
has to go man for man against Giroud, and
Nah,
Maguire just
that's
needs to
dangerous.
just. Eh?
It's better to
Better
put
be-
Maguire on. It's better
Maguire?
to put Maguire on.
Maguire
Yeah.
jumps 4 seconds
But you
late.
gotta remember, if Stones gets turned, you don't
Slow
want
motion.
Harry Maguire's the last
Yeah.
man.
It's like,
Like
it is
the
like
Ma-
watching
like the
him in
Matrix.
slow motion.
Like the Matrix.
Exactly. Maguire.
You don't want Maguire's last man as a recovery guy. Like you want Maguire to go tight, do the ruffle. It's the type of striker that Maguire will love to play.
So you would put Maguire against Giroud? Seriously?
and then the Stones
Man mark.
covering, yeah. Stones
No
covering,
way.
definitely all day.
He falls asleep too much. Giroud's
Yeah.
movement is too good
It's
for.
too quick.
Yeah, even though he's not fast.
Actually, Michael, no. Arsenal. How do you nullify Giroud?
Unfortunately, the crazy part is I'm still pissed off at him because he played crappy for us, but then he goes to Chelsea and plays well, and then goes to AC Milan and plays like a beast and gets them the
He got upset
Scudetto.
Arsenal, innit?
Jerk.
Ah!
Jerk.
You know what? He wasn't
you know
getting
what
the
it's
respect
saying?
to Arsenal, though, to be fair.
You know what it's saying? If you want to win trophies, you leave Arsenal, innit?
Leave Arsenal, yeah.
Wow, thanks a lot, man.
Mike,
That
are
was
you
good.
going to
That
say
was
that
bad.
like that?
I thought we was all
Don't be
friends
going.
here.
What's
Don't
his name?
forget.
Nasri.
Van Persie did that.
Clichy. It's better. They left Arsenal all one trophy.
Look at him trying to stare as well.
No,
Compared to
No,
him.
Van Persie was at Arsenal for so many years. Then
Van
he
Persie.
crossed the
Clichy.
channel and
Van Persie.
Nasri as well.
There's about 6 that left on all one straight away after leaving.
Henry.
Damn. That's messed
Henry
up,
went to
mate.
Barcelona, won the Champions League.
Oh,
But,
shoot.
But if you want to say, say like this, think about it. We all world-class players from Arsenal has went to other teams or got stolen from Arsenal to go to other teams to win them championships. I will say that.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. It's okay.
I mean,
I know which-
think about
Wait,
it.
don't
Actually,
remember,
no,
Van
left, where he
Persie-
go? He
Van
went to
Persie-
Chelsea,
Arsenal's a
won them a
youth league.
championship.
Mike, if you remember, he wanted to renew his contract. You guys were messing around. Alex Ferguson said, "Is he available?" Wenger said, "Oh yeah, all right." He won us the league title. Done the next season, mate. Arsenal the one who'd be doing all these things. Henry wanted to stay. They didn't want it. I don't know what they do. They say they don't keep players after a certain age or something like that. He goes to win a champion.
The reason why is because, you know what I'm saying, the goofy American, they call him Stan the Man. He likes to make money. Yeah, he likes to make money off of, you know what I'm saying, off of when it comes to the transfer window. And the crazy part about that is that he didn't want to keep him because they had some stupid, some stupid rule, like age rule or something like that.
Don't renew players after a certain age.
Serious? So,
who was the guy that was under Wenger? I forgot his name.
Pat Rice, the second.
It's basically like the sporting director. You know, like we had David Gill at United.
What's his name again? Something Dean.
Yeah, Mike Dean.
Not Mike Dean. David Dean.
David Dean.
Yes.
You know,
Who's
David
Mike Dean again? David Dean.
Mike Dean is a referee.
Yeah. No, but David Dean.
Yeah, David Dean.
His son was the agent of like Clichy.
Yeah.
I think loads of the Arsenal players, and because they got rid of David Dean,
just like we got rid of David Gill. Yeah, them two guys are pivotal for
David Dean
Wenger
was pissed off that they let him go. So his son he was the agent for about 6 of those players, and he said, "All right, you got rid of my dad. My players are gonna go. I'm gonna take them away." That was the problem with Arsenal.
Wow.
Right. And that's why they lost all those players. Like everyone used to say it was the over 30s, but it was more to do with them getting rid of Dean.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, just like we lost David Gill and Alex Ferguson, we'll see where we are today. But you know, two Johns trying to find their way back. We'll see.
That's
Right,
it.
extravaganza. The World Cup is at its boiling point now. We've seen the knockouts beginning to show its face. Brazil, Portugal are yet to play. Morocco's yet to play. So there's still a few more games to get. But the big game this weekend coming up is France, England, Netherlands, Argentina. The panel today, 90% have gone France. The other, Vim has stood his ground like he thinks football's coming home. I mean, that for that game, that football's coming home. I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But it will be a very,
if we beat France, I think we can go all the way.
I think that's what I think.
That's a fair comment.
You should.
yeah.
Beat France, you have to win it.
I said it myself. Whoever wins that match is taking it up.
Dang, that's true.
Not Brazil. What about Brazil?
Yeah,
Brazil.
you were tested for the Brazil in there.
Brazil's had a few injuries,
Spain,
no?
bro. Spain, Japan, South Korea.
Yeah.
You know what? There's still some twists and
There's
turns.
still some twins. Yeah,
Japan have
of
played Croatia.
Yeah.
Japan, Croatia. I think Japan will nick that one. I think they'll nick
Yes,
that one.
I think Japan.
Croatia
Yes.
have just kind of just staggered in like Poland, just done enough to get through. But like Kay said, the knockout stage is another beast. Some teams were just doing enough to qualify, and hopefully they qualify. Now, at this point, it's completely different. You win,
even
you go.
Even Spain will struggle against Morocco. They will struggle, man.
Yeah, I think they will.
Can Morocco beat Spain? A last question for everybody. Can Morocco beat Spain? They won the group.
They need a striker. They need a striker. Spain needs
Morata. They got Morata.
If they don't play him.
It'll be close. It'll be close, but I think so. It's a
I think Spain will do enough to get through.
They need a goalkeeper as well. That goalkeeper's dodgy, man. That goalkeeper, the Spain goalkeeper, is very dodgy.
Okay, Morocco.
Who is the Spain goalkeeper?
The one that let in that howler.
What's his name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Unai, what's his name? Simmons or something.
Yeah, Simmons. I don't know.
So you know Xavi. Sorry, not what's his name? Gavi. He plays as a number 9. He's got a number 9 on his back. But he's not actually playing as a striker, is he? But he's not playing as a striker. He's playing as
Gavi and Pedri.
He's an amazing player as well. Amazing, Gavi.
Are we going to see any shocks? Can Morocco beat Spain or nah? Okay, quickly.
Yeah, Morocco, like they're no slouches. Those sort of teams.
I know they're better than Senegal.
They're difficult to break down. Like
the best team in the tournament, African team in the tournament. Right now, Morocco.
Go either way that then for me. I can't see Spain demolishing them easily. Like,
I don't think Morocco
even in
will
the tournament. Morocco, I don't think they've conceded. I think they conceded 1 goal in the group stages.
Yes, 100%. Yeah, they don't concede goals.
They don't concede a lot.
Yeah, they don't concede goals. Yeah, they don't concede goals.
I think Morocco will slip up.
Against Spain.
Yeah,
you think Spain might be too much for them in terms of the passing and possession.
Because Spain's system is far superior. They will just tiki-taka them to death. Morocco is all about flair and skill and individual brilliance, and I think that's going to be their undoing. Because Spain will just revert to type and just pass them to death, and then you effectively suffocate teams. They'll suffocate the teams.
They'll get dizzy looking at the ball.
Yeah.
What I'll say with Spain though, you see when they conceded the other day, they didn't have another gear because they only played the same way.
You're very right, man.
There's no plan B. Yes, there's no plan B.
Yeah, so I think if they go down, they're gonna really struggle because they don't tend to chase the ball, to chase the game.
Yeah,
they're not used to chasing the game.
Are you talking about the last game?
Against Japan.
The last game. Yeah, but I mean,
they qualified.
I think they purposely perhaps chose to weaken a weaker team, to field a weaker team, and to potentially go second in that group because it meant an easier route. Otherwise, they would have faced Croatia, I think it was. But they made a lot of changes in that last game, almost to throw it.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It's potential because it's like what England did against in the last tournament to face Colombia. They knew they were going to get through as long as they didn't lose. Well, it's a bit complicated because the other teams certain teams have to win.
Almost cost them though.
Yeah. It almost backfired, but I think there's potential that they were going to either try and get a draw for that game and try and come second in that group because it meant an easier route. Because they made a lot of changes. They changed 3 of the back 4 in that last game, which is a big risk. It's a big risk.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Matt, you said you think Spain with all the experience will get through that game against Morocco.
Yeah, they would. I expect them to. Yeah.
Okay. Ken, you
Yeah.
said the same. Spain to get through Morocco.
Yeah. It'll be a lot tougher than
Senegal,
a lot
England.
tougher than Senegal, England. Yeah, but Spain to go through.
Okay.
That could go either way. I'm expecting Spain to win it. Tight, like it'll be a tight game, but I wouldn't be shocked if Morocco beat them.
Right.
Would not be shocked.
Vim.
Spain.
Mike?
It's going to be like a City thing, you know. Whether you concede or not, go back into the system and just believe in the system,
Right.
and they will overcome Morocco.
Mike.
I'm going for Spain, but it's not going to be handed to them.
Okay. Gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. We've come to the end of the show today. I want to thank the UK crew. I want to thank Matt for making his debut on our show. Matt, I hope to see you more. After the knockout stages, we're going to talk about the semi-finals. So we'll let the quarterfinals play.
Well, if France lose, I'm not coming. But yeah.
At least you're honest.
No, I'll tell you that. No, I don't want to see Vim's face.
Yeah, no, but we want to know why France lost. You know, we want to get your feedback.
We want an analysis of what went wrong.
Exactly, we need that analysis.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you for joining us on your debut today. Ken,
No worries,
thank
no
you so much. Kay,
No
Mike,
worries.
Vim, thank you very much for your time. UK people, I appreciate your time. Well, we're gonna see these games. We're gonna see Brazil. We're gonna see Portugal this week. So I want to see how. I'm eager to see how those games pan out. I want to see how far Japan will go. Don't forget, Korea is also there. I want to see if Korea gets through. So I think they're the only two left representing Asia. Morocco's the only one representing Africa, and we'll see what's left. Right, gentlemen, I will see you guys during the week. Let's keep chatting. Let's keep talking. But thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share,
Thanks, guys.
subscribe.
Nice
Thanks
one.
for having me.
Hey, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Take care. God bless.
Bye.
Bye.
Take it easy.